Hi everybody. In this video I'm going to go through and talk about our new topic, percent of change. For percent of change, we're going to be using a formula this week in order to find our answers. Our formula is going to be called NO-O. But what it really is, it is the new number minus the old amount of something divided by the old. When we do this, you may get positive numbers, you may get negative numbers. What is important to remember is that these answers represent percents, and percents should never be negative. So, if you solve an answer and you get a positive answer, you're going to say that'd be a percent increase. If you solve a problem and you get a negative answer, you'll just leave the negative off, and at the very end, you'll say percent decrease. Let's go through some problems, and I'll show you what I mean. The first problem says, find the percent of change from 25 to 36. Well, if I'm reading this, it went from 25, which was the old, and our new is 36. So if I went ahead and did this, I would have to do my new minus my old, 36. So everyone make sure you got the 36 in there, minus 25, divided by our old 25. If I did that, I would use my calculator and I would do 36 minus 25 and I would get 11. And then I'm going to divide it by 25. If I took my calculator and I did 11 divided by 25, I got 0.44. So that would be a 44% increase. Why? Because when I did that, I got 0.44. But I don't want to say 0.44. I'm going to say a 44% increase because we know that's what it would be as a percent. For our next problem, we're going to go from 68 to 51. So if you read this, this will give us a little different type of answer. So it says find the percent from, now this was my old and my new is 51. So it looks like it went down. Because I can tell it's going down, I can know this is going to be a percent decrease. But let's get started on it. So it goes new. The new will be 51 because that's what it's becoming. The old would be 68. I'll put 68 in there. And I have to divide that by the old 68. So if I picked up my calculator and I then did 51 minus 68, I got negative 17. And for now, I'll leave the negative 17 in my problem. Next, I'll divide those two. Negative 17 divided by 68. And I got negative 0.25. But I wouldn't want to write it in there like that. I would have to make this 25% decrease. Decrease. There we go. So you can't say negative. You shouldn't have a negative percent. Even if this was negative 0.25, we know that'd be 25%, but you can't say negative. So anytime you see this negative, just say decrease. This last problem will be like a real world scenario. It says Seattle, Washington had an average rainfall of 6 inches in the month of December. In March, the average rainfall was 3.8. What was the percent of change? Well, March comes before December. So we're going to say that this was the old and the new one is what it would be in December. So we'll do new 6 minus the old 3.8 divided by the old 3.8. If I subtracted 6 minus 3.8, I got 2.2. And now I have 2.2 divided by 3.8. Go ahead and divide those in your calculator. if you did this with me, you would have got a number that wasn't the prettiest answer, but that's okay. We'll round it. I got 0.5789477. Now, I don't want all these numbers, so what I would tell you to do is round to the nearest hundredth. The hundredth spot is 2 behind our decimal. So I need to look at that 8. And what that 8 back there tells me to do is to change that 57. That 7 here becomes an 8. So this becomes positive 0.58. Now, if I was going to do this, I would have to make this a 58%. And I'm going to say increase because my original answer was positive. And you don't have to have it 0.58. I would leave it as 58% increase. Thank you for watching this video. Please refer back to it anytime you need some more help. Have a good day.